Alrighty, Easter Sunday, April 17th. We've got a track day coming up on May 8th. So we're going to do a little bit of work on this 2020 GSXR 1000R. Just going to have the ECU flashed to gain about 20 to 25 horsepower. Looking for a little more mid-range horsepower, being I don't ride in the upper RPMs, so just a little bit extra pull going down some straightaways in the 9,000 RPM range. And with the ECU Flash, this should do it. We're going to keep everything pretty stock except for the Yoshimura Alpha pipe. We're actually leaving the catalytic converter, the flapper valve, all that stuff, which has some weight, but I have some extra weight too, so that's okay. It was pretty easy to access the ECU. Had some side panels, the seat. Had to pull off the cover for the back panel right here, and the ECU came right out. It just plugs in right there with a couple snap clips. This goes over and that plugs into there, a couple screws, and it's right back in action. And then just put the seat and the side panels back on it. Probably take about 30 minutes. It should work good. If I needed a little more mid-range power, I could always go 2 teeth up in the back or 1 tooth down in the front if necessary. I guess if it's necessary, I can just rev it up a little bit higher and it would go well. One of the good things some of my friends suggested, when you're working on multiple bikes, get a tote so you can keep all the parts organized in the same tote. Or when you have some bikes or one bike, there's always extra parts going on. So we'll also be taking a 600, which I don't really need to do too much to. We definitely rev these bikes to their top RPM, because they have a little bit less power and they are just awesome on the track. Just a pleasure to drive, without a doubt. So I'm also doing some work. I need my tote so these pieces aren't flopping around. On this ZX10R, this is a 2011. We're going to flash the ECU on this one as well. It's a little more work. You still have to do all the steps in the back, taking that apart. But the ECU is next to the air box. So we're going to be taking the tank up, meaning it swivels up, accessing the air box. While I have it out, I'll put a Sprint P08, because with 10,000 miles, I'm sure this air filter is disgusting. While I have it out, also at 10,000 miles, I'll be putting some new spark plugs in it as well. This bike has a lot of power. It has probably about 165 wheel horsepower. With the ECU Flash, should add another 20 horsepower, so bring it up to about 180, 185 wheel horsepower. On this bike, I'll be putting new tires on it, checking the brakes, and putting new chain and sprockets. So I'll probably go down 1 or up 2 in the back, just to give it that mid-range torque, because I like driving it in the mid-range. More Mafia, Chris Moore, I've had a couple nice conversations with him on the phone on what to do and the procedure to send the ECU in. He recommends to take the Power Commander 5. It's not necessary when you flash the ECU. This bike is in really good condition for 2011. I'll be putting new tires on it and removing the Two Brothers exhaust and going with a Works 3/4 exhaust. The Kawasaki has really nice exhaust already after you take the mid pipe out, and so it'll be like a full exhaust system, and a very large diameter system, so the bike should breathe really well. Especially these bikes have ram air, so when you have a good air intake with the Sprint filter going through, opening up the ECU so you're getting full power, it's important to have a good flowing exhaust as well. That's about it for this plan. We're on road course mode, but last week we had the drag bikes out, the GSXR, GSXR 1000, the GSXR 1100, the 89, and the always reliable 2001 Hayabusa. They never let me down. All right, we'll get this video uploaded on YouTube and see what happens. See ya.